Come on. Come on, y'all. Dana's in the house. Dana's in the house.
Hey, Dana.
No, she's literally in the house. She's in her house.
Oh my God. It is Bob, the Blerd official podcast. We are so excited because we pulled Dana from behind the curtain and she is going to join us today on this episode. Oh my God.
Y'all in trouble now.
Y'all in trouble now.
Dana's in the house. I know. And see, this is the thing. The only other time Dana got pulled back from behind the curtain was when I had to get up and they asked because they was acting up. I forget what Hilton and Christi
did. Your friend.
But
did they do their homework?
Mama and Daddy. Mama
and do their homework.
Mama and Daddy had to come and regulate on these two. These two right here. Those
fake news.
Yes, fake news. But we ain't gonna go there because Dana's here for good reason. Because we are talking today about Comic-Cons, and Dana has been conning all over the Metroplex just like we have. Guys, let me introduce my co-host before we go any further. Hilton George, how you doing, Hilton?
Oh, I'm doing fine. We're talking about cons. I mean, this is where we live, right? We're not here with y'all, the BOP community. We out in them streets. You know, behind the tables and in the cons, on the floor, behind, you know, doing all the stuff we do in the con world with the community. So if you're not seeing us on the screen, there's somebody seeing us out there actually at the streets.
Busy. Booked and busy. We're booked, busy, or hosting our own shows. So it is a lot on our plate. And Miss Hollywood, what the heck is going on? Christi Renee, she is coming in here acting all brain.
No, right?
I don't even know who this biatch is. This girl brand new.
What you call me?
You heard it. You heard it. You can how I talk to her in private, y'all.
Hey, this
chance I get.
She always got something. Listen, this is because I stay Comic-Con wasted. So I'm just giving y'all, we talking Comic-Cons today. We have done all the things this summer. This summer has been incredible. So, okay, I'm going to give y'all my eyes. I'm here.
The things.
I'm here. It's me.
The things. And guys, for the first time, well, not even the first time, but for the first time being an official guest, we had to bring Dana Jean Charles. Dana is in the house. Hello. I had to make up a name for the girl. Dana. How you doing, Dana?
Good. Of course, hello everybody in the BOP world. You're used to seeing me behind the scenes or at the con with the rest of them. So hello everyone.
Yes, Dana is usually producing behind the scenes. She is the girl. She is the one who keeps our show flowing. But this is the thing. We're talking about all these cool cons. You guys know I do Rangerstop and Pop. Hilton does Blerd Con. Dana was at San Diego Comic-Con. We were everywhere this summer, and we had to talk about the shows, how they went, the crazy things that happened, and we couldn't do it without her. She's the only one who was able to attend San Diego because we were all at other shows. We were everywhere else.
And she ain't put us on our +1 list.
That part.
We were not okay, Dana. We see how this is. She went to Hawaii, y'all, and she didn't even tell us that she was going. But I mean, it's just been like they said. There has been so many Comic-Cons. The reality is now there is a show every weekend. If you want to go to a show every weekend, it is so possible. Trust me. I'm going 9 shows straight. I'm about to die. But I'm here, and we're just going to kick it off with, first of all, Hilton and I both do our own shows. We not only are guests at shows, we not only will go to panels and do all these things, but we actually host our own show. We actually own them. I don't know what we were thinking, Hilton. Because it is so much work. It is so much. I don't know. You got, you do yours all by yourself. I got 2 other partners, thank God. But it is so much work. I do Rangerstop and Pop in Atlanta. You do BlerdCon in DC, in Virginia. And I mean, we had so much fun at your show. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. BlerdCon was for the books this year, honey. BlerdCon was blurting. It was everything and more. He added an extra day of just fun and gathering. And I mean, this is a place where you're going to see Black girl magic, Black boy joy. Everybody is cosplaying to the nines. I mean, it's like, it is so cool. And I drug Walter Jones, the Black Ranger, to this show. I've literally been telling Walter, you need to go to this show. You need to go to this show. And he, like, at the end of the show, hugged me and said, thank you for inviting me to the show. I told him, I was like, you're going to have so much fun. And it's just like, as somebody who is Black, you need to see this. You need to be a part of this. Because most of the shows we go to, we're a small percentage. BlerdCon,
not this one.
We are the majority. And it is literally like, Hilton, I got to give you your props. I always give you your props, but you did a fantastical job. It was magical. It was fun. It was, every time I go to your show, I make the best connections of just human beings, but like industry connections, just like I met Joy from MSNBC. I met the King of Wakanda. I mean, I was like, what the F is going on here? It was amazing. It was amazing. How do you feel? You survived yet another year of BlerdCon. How do you feel? It was hot as hell, by the way. How did you feel?
This was, to that point, this is the last year that, that's going to be in the summer. And we'll be in March. This year will be March 7th through 9th. And it's going to be in March till 2029. And for a lot of the reasons that you mentioned, it gets really crowded in the con scene on the calendar between Memorial Day and Labor Day. There's a con every 3 days almost. You can say every week, but there's 2-3 cons in some weeks, depending on how far you go in the travel, and big cons. So it's very crowded calendar for big conventions like San Diego Comic-Con, Anime Expo, some of the bigger anime cons like Otakon, DreamCon, MomoCon, kicking it off, DragonCon, closing it out. So there's a lot of energy out there, and that's great, but there's only so much PTO that people can take off. And there's only so many paychecks people can devote to go into their favorite conventions, and they have to choose sometimes. And then you got sponsors, then you got vendors, and you got contractors. It can't be 2 places at once, or at least not well. So moving it to the spring for us, I think it's going to help, with global warming. It was getting increasingly hotter each summer for the last 8 years. I think we're going to have a much better, weather forecast for cosplay, because people like to cosplay. It takes layers.
It's it out for things.
It really is. It really is. But this year was special. I had a lot of people who came out that were first-time con attendees as far as guests. Atando Kanai, King T'Chaka, young King T'Chaka from Black Panther, I have been trying to get since 2018. Wow. And he is actually the highest profile actor from the original Black Panther cast to do a fandom con. I don't count San Diego, and I don't really count New York, because those are industry conventions where the studios send people.
The studio makes them come.
But going to the community conventions, we really don't have a lot of con guests from that cast, and I have been trying to get him for years, and he's based in New York, based in South Africa, and so we were able to get him out, and he had a blast. I mean, he was just over the moon. And then, as you mentioned, Joy Reid, who is a self-described Blerd, and her daughter is also a Blerd artist. We've been talking for months, and we have a mutual friend, Jason Johnson from MSNBC, who have been talking about bringing her out. And we had maybe a week and a half notice because the MSNBC hosts were going to be sequestered because the sentencing hearing for Donald Trump was going to be on that Thursday, and then the RNC convention was going to start Monday. So her having a day or two off in between was going to be real precarious. But when the Supreme Court pushed that back, we were like, okay, boom. So she came through. She had a blast, and that was, she burned the building down in her panel.
Yes,
I mean,
she
she
did.
really amazing talk with people, real rough, direct talk about what's at stake at this election and what's going on
What
with
a
news
wonderful
media.
person to bring. Yes.
Oh my gosh. And I love bringing people out to the nerd space who have never been. And I think that the community that we represent, both with our conventions and as individuals, is often overlooked because if you're not on the right frequency, either through the algorithm or through your personal connection, you may not know that there's conventions happening in your neighborhood where you can go and see, Karan Ashley is going to be, in Wachuca, Kansas, whatever, because you go everywhere. You be places, I'll be like, how do you spell that? Like she be,
right.
So this year was amazing. It was a big year for us. It was, like I said, you were there. You guys experienced it more than I did because obviously
I was gonna say I never saw you. Like I was like, this was the one year. Like you were like, "Where's Waldo?"
Was like,
I would see you. Like I'd be doing something, and I'd see you in the corner of my eye, and I'd be like, and you'd be like, and then that was it. Like
it's
you were
crazy.
It was rare sightings.
It's listen, I'm telling you, I am refurbishing some of the infrastructure of the convention so there'll be less me in necessity for future cons because it is getting bigger. The stakes are getting higher and the fans are getting, more enthusiastic. And you do have to be more present. I can't be the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain and effectively run the convention. So I'm going to be spending more time out in front of the con for people in future coming years. So really excited about that. Good. But listen, y'all don't know this, but this one right here, like she gets fans. Like, I mean, I don't have fans. People may want to see me. They may not want to see me, but they want to see her. And they be shaking in their boots and they be crying and all kind of stuff. And I be like,
everything to
you would think she had never been to a con in her life and nobody ever seen her. She's like some recluse that only comes out every blue moon. People see her like from the previous year at Blerd Con and be like, oh my God, like it is so amazing to watch the infinite fandom that you represent. And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, listen, them Power Ranger fans, especially the black ones, you ain't never gonna see enough Karan Ashley if you a Power Ranger fan. And you see Dana and I and Christy been with her everywhere, So it was a really great year. And we had a lot of fun. If y'all don't know, we take the black experience and we superimpose it over the nerd space. So we're going to have a barbershop and we're going to have a spades tournament. We're going to have a barbecue and there's going to be line dancing and there's going to be black Afrocentric versions of your favorite characters. Listen, 24 hours of convention.
I ate my whole weight in food.
Oh,
listen. I just woke
Wore me down. I'm still recovering.
Gonna eat salad for like a month after that show. Like I was like, I'm so sick of this.
Rally this year, we blocked off Clark Street and had 22 food trucks. There's this food, and I'm going to shout it all out. Jolly's food truck. So there's 2 soul food trucks, and you saw them. This brother had a fried wrap that had cornbread and greens and yams and fried chicken, and in one wrap, he said, I bit into it, and I was in the ancestral plane.
Yeah, I
was like, all ancestors showed up, put their hand on my shoulder, like I was like Avatar, he looked at all.
Oh my God!
I just bit into. I just bit into blackness
and your future.
Bit into blackness.
I bit into blackness. So yes, it was a really, really great year, and
I love all them people.
You were there to witness it. I'm preaching to the choir.
Yes.
You've been there.
We were all 3 there to witness it. Yes. I saw Dana for 1 second. I don't even think we talked, Dana. We were supposed to
Dana was interviewing everybody.
You had your line of folks. I was able to give Christi a hug and say hi.
Quick hug.
But I never saw you again. Like it was like, what? Yep. Dana. I saw Moana came over, hugged me. We talked for a second. But I never saw Dana. But that's just how busy the show is. And it's a good all thing, in the hotel. But it's like there's just so much going on. And it's just so cool.
I have got to let you know, as much of a fan of Joy Reid as you are, Joy Reid sat over there and said, I gotta meet Karan Ashley. Can you hook that up? I'm like, hook it up. If I let you leave without meeting her, she's gonna gut me like a fish. I'm trying to get you over to me because she want to meet you. She had no idea that any of y'all knew who she was.
We were so excited.
I was like, you don't understand.
Hilton saw me. I was like a fangirl. I was like, Hilton, you better introduce me. Like, I've been to your show several times, and I've never demanded that you introduce me to someone. But I was like, I have to meet her. I bought her book. I was like, what do I got to do? Because I got to meet her, and she was everything and more than she was everything and more than I ever thought she could be. She was so beautiful, so sweet, so intelligent, so everything, so present. Like, look you in the eyes, like, hey,
happy to meet you. How are you? What are you doing?
The whole conversation,
like talking to me, like
yes, so cool, so cool. Christi, if you could pick one highlight from BlerdCon, what would it be? It's impossible. It's impossible.
It's really impossible to pick one. I mean, again, I became a fan last year when I first went, and it was a great show. And this year just probably made everything. I mean, again, the two great people that I just adore and love. Y'all know I am Black Panther everything. If it ain't Michael Myers, it's Black Panther. It's been Black Panther. So to meet King T'Chaka, Atandwa Kani was the epitome of my Comic-Con experience. An incredible person just from the moment we said hello. Like, it was thick as thieves. We was just thick as thieves. It was ridiculous. I enjoyed the screening of Vigilante, the movie, with Cleo Thomas and crew, and Cleo, great personalities. These people, it was just incredible. Let me say this. Oh, and Joy Reid, of course, I have to highlight. Thank you, Karan Ashley. Karan Ashley got me my book and sent me over so I could, and I got it marked up, but I've got my autograph. And then she said, give me my phone. I need to take a picture with you, because we started talking and who I was with and all of that. And when she found out, the whole crush story, it was like, wait, I need to take y'all a royalty. Like, oh my God. So just a great, but when you say she is so present, like, that is a true statement to her. But I will say this, I loved the moment, all the, the guests, the superstar guests that you had on roster when they showed up, and Karan Ashley is the girl. She's like the only girl, like, just representing girl power in the middle of all these guys. And I was like,
we're the women, Hilton. We're the women.
We win.
I didn't care. I don't know why I don't even know why I voiced that complaint. Because it was all beautiful Black men, and they were all amazing.
Wonderful. On that whole floor, that main area that y'all were posted up, and I just thought this is a sight. Like, I ain't mad at all. So it was nice, and she held that weight. It was powerhouse, and the around the clock, everything. It was just so much fun. So much fun, and just so much beauty in the conversations. Again, they hit different because there is a relatability, and there is that again, you just feel like the ancestors are with you, and you did such an incredible job, with that main panel when Atandwa comes out, and it's just incredible, just your whole presentation and the way you connect the dots for us culturally. It's a staple, and in our con-going experience, and I'm really
I didn't
grateful.
know you saw that. I can never see who's in the audience.
I did,
and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm doing this very obscure cosplay.
We heard that
from Atlanta. And my Kevin Samuels from the was it Rich Wigger Poor Wigger episode of Atlanta.
Lord mercy.
4 people in the audience got it, and they all wrote about it.
Yes.
Let me do this one thing.
Hilarious.
I'm gonna give you this one cosplay. Oh, you gonna give me one cosplay and make it work. But no, Atandwa was amazing because, and I told him this to his face. I said, people don't know that that's how you actually talk. They watched you on the screen,
right?
Yeah,
doing
South African.
But you're actually one of the dialect coaches and cultural coaches for the movie. So how you talk is how you kind of. You were on point. And so people are coming to talk to you and they're like, oh, you in character. Like, no, this is my actual.
No, this is
very legal from the diafraham, sitting up straight when he talks. And this is a medicine. I love this. And people are like, oh my God. girls up there like, ooh.
Yeah,
Poncho King.
Say it again.
Wakanda forever.
That's that vibranium talking, girl. That's that vibranium. I told you. I said, man, you better watch out, man. These girls in around the corner plotting on you right now.
For sure. Somebody getting pregnant today.
They about to be another prince.
You ain't gotta do that. They just gonna plot on you. They just gonna do all of a sudden. You'll be like, I was just in the room. I didn't touch her. Yeah, it was.
You can't be talking to American women like King T'Chaka all the time.
You can't. Not no accent.
He's funny though, because when we were at the movie theater, he was trying to work on that American, hood accent.
He can't have
so he's trying. He's working on that, that dialect to be a little more,
Yeah, to be a little more down with the people.
Yeah, down with the people.
He ain't got to be down with the people. He is the people.
He is the people. He is the culture.
Oh my God, Dana. You were at BlerdCon also. I mean, I told Christy to name one moment. She named like 10. I get it. It's hard.
That's unfair.
Yeah, we can't. It's hard to do. Dana, name something about BlerdCon that you just loved. How was it for you? Because you were interviewing everybody, like you said.
Well, of course, I was doing interviewing, but one thing about BlerdCon compared to other cons, I always tell people when you go there, you smell shea butter, you smell coconut oil. You don't have the con funk that you smell.
You sure don't.
There it is. That's it.
Yeah.
We're not letting you out the room with the con funk.
Yeah,
like,
no.
We don't skip a day. We don't skip a day in this house.
We stayed smelling good.
She's right. Coconut oil and shea butter is the smell of the show. Exactly. And cornbread.
Attendees, whether they're first-timers or they've been coming for, since year one, like myself, it's like this mini family reunion. You see them like, oh my gosh, we're connected through this group on Facebook, and people are just like coming up to you. That's also a beautiful thing. But the guests this year took it up a notch. I mean, between, like I was saying, King T'Chaka, he was hilarious. He was cutting up. Y'all have to see some of these pictures I caught of him while we were interviewing. He was acting all kind of silly. Jay Lee, he's another one. But all of them, it was, had their presence. They engaged. Phil Lamar being there too, being such a classic voice actor in the industry. He, like Cree, forever line. Cree, we had Cree last year with her forever line, and Phil Lamar took that crown for this year. But it was just great seeing, especially all these guests being their first time coming to this convention, seeing their authentic reaction of like, oh my gosh, I love it. Look at all of us around here. And that was great to see guests to realize, yes, we're here. We have a convention that is just us.
Yeah. It is really interesting to me because you assume that all of these celebrity guests go to all these amazing cities and countries and stuff, and they do. And they're seeing the same cons that, you and I see, Karen, where we're like, oh, like, this is amazing. There's 120,000 people here. And I'm like, there's probably about 7,000 Black people, mixed in, and we kind of, we take that for granted because that may be all you've ever been exposed to. But you forget sometimes, like, maybe these guys have never, just like any attendee, if it's their first time, have never seen 600 cosplayers in a room together. Like that may blow their mind. Whereas, me as a BlerdCon con runner thinking, oh yeah, and people like, oh my God, I've never seen this many. Like, this is the lobby. Like, we're not even like in the con. Like, this is we haven't even gotten into the con. What do you mean? Like,
hotel.
right. No. He's not a cosplayer. He works here. He's checking you in.
The pre-function space.
Oh my God.
Right. So that's always interesting.
Oh, well, great job, Hilton. Great job again. The only bone I have to pick with you, and I'm gonna pick it. The only bone I got to pick with you about BlerdCon is I was happy you were moving it to March because it is hot as Hades. in July. But of course, you picked a weekend that I'm already booked on. So next year I can't even come because I am booked at a show. Yes, we have got to synchronize our watches next year because
oh my gosh,
you picked the weekend. I'm totally booked, and I was like,
you booked over Emerald City,
Emerald
Con.
City.
Emerald City. You're gonna be over in Seattle.
I'll be in Seattle. I was just like, I broke the news to Chrissy's mad because
On
she goes to
Washington.
Emerald City. And so she's like, she's so mad, but we're gonna get over it.
Emerald City is a great con.
It's a great show.
It is a great show.
Yes, but what we'll do is obviously 2025 we won't be there, but 2026 we're already planning our 2026 trip to BlerdCon. So don't you be booking. We're gonna have to synchronize our watches.
Yes.
Well, if it's any consolation.
Okay, here's Emerald City. And these are the other cons. Avoid these big cons.
Don't you start tripping, Hilton.
If it's any consolation, guess what's going to be able to happen in 2025? Is that I'm actually going to be free to come to Rangerstop, which I've never been able to do because of the proximity of our cons to one another.
Yeah.
I'll actually be able to come and see the show.
Well, you get to
you've
come.
been building all these years.
Yes.
And I've not had a chance to attend. I'm super excited.
Thank you. Yes, we had Rangerstop, and we had a couple. I mean, Christi and Dana have always worked Rangerstop, but they actually got promoted this year. Christi was over volunteers. She had over 100 volunteers that she had to wrangle, get in line, I mean, it was like everything. Dana was head of our administration. If you go get your badge, your VIP bag, your this, that, other, she was over VIPs. Dana was over that. So, I mean, these women come and they work. We had over 40 guests. Every year, every year it just gets more and more phenomenal. But we had it at the Atlanta Omni Hotel. It was amazing.
Beautiful.
Now this is different from you were at the Sheraton before.
We were at the Sheraton all these other years. Yeah, this is the Omni.
Through that bad boy.
Yeah, we outgrew Sheraton. We were at the Omni, which is right there in Centennial Park, right across the street. It was everything. It was beautiful. It's huge. It was amazing.
Right off the MARTA.
Yeah. And these last couple years though, Hilton, I'm going to give you advice. I have let go of the reins because I work all year planning the show. But the week of the show, I'm like, I've got to be Karan Ashley, the Power Ranger, because this is what they pay for. And so we have a whole team and they run the freaking show. Yes. They come to me when it's like the house is on fire and I'm like, okay, let's just put it out. But outside of that, our team, they run it and and I'm present. I'm having fun at all the parties. I'm living my best life that week too, because I'm letting them figure it all out. Yeah. But I mean, so I am so excited you'll get to come. But Christi, it was your first year. I forget what you did last year, but this is the first year you were over.
She had the kids.
Yeah, I was kids zone last year.
Yeah, because we have a huge kids area that is just like, I mean, they're bounce housing. They're doing the whole. They took over.
It was a lot. Yeah,
the kids got it good. They had like hip hop dance class. They had karate class.
Yeah,
they had
a bunch.
They had artists that taught them how to draw. Yeah, the kids zone was off the chain. But yes. Volunteers
this year, child. Volunteers was first of all, let me just once again give you publicly your flowers. I always am grateful. You know this behind the scenes and in front of the world, how much I love you and I appreciate you, Nakia and Mikey, for entrusting me with such a task. And so it was incredible. And of course, my corporate background is in HR. So I brought all my compliance expertise. And, and again, I believe like there's a way to do things. We streamline and I treat people with respect, and you're adults, be an adult in this adult role. And so, and when you're not, you are corrected and then you're dismissed if you don't, adhere to the correction. So that was interesting. We had a lot, child. I made somebody's mad list, and it was hysterical. I became a star on somebody's hate hate speech rant, their hate tour, put my picture up and everything. And here's the funniest thing.
It was acting up, and she shut it down.
Yeah, we had an absolute, we had a couple of incidents, right? But it was just it was little things here and there. But hell, between me and security, I worked very closely with security. And so, we got right to the thick of things, and we would eliminate whatever issues. And after the fact, somebody got on a podcast, and all I cared about was the picture that they showed of me. They went and found a picture of me. And I said, well, at least it's a cute picture. It was a cute picture.
Oh.
And I was like,
you got to make sure they all cute, so you can't get it wrong.
They can talk about me all day long as that picture is cute. If you want to use a photo reference, just make sure it's the right one.
It was a well-oiled show, and it was
beautiful. And I mean, it's a lot of work, of course, behind the scenes, and the celebrity, the star power that comes out, like you said. I mean, that's a lot. That's a big number of people, and I enjoyed everybody. I mean, whether I was running to grab somebody a personal plate, if they couldn't make it to the green room, how everything was run. Like, we just all worked together. It was a great team. And so I thought it went really, really well. Even when we didn't know the answer to something, we were like, well, shit, we're going to figure it out together, and let's just go make it happen.
Well, now we're going to have Hilton as a guest, because, I mean, Hilton's got to come and he got to do a panel.
He's going to slide in there quietly.
He's going to wear me out.
You hosted a diversity panel or something.
Wear me out.
We can finally have the BOP panel. We can have a BOP panel.
We can do a BOP panel. There you go. Let the BOP panel. Automatic. I love it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it was crazy, because we had like I said, we had 40 guests, but it was Power Rangers, obviously, like 30 of them, and then we had the full cast, the original cast, the voice actors from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So the OG guys were there, and Renee, who plays April O'Neil, she was there. They were the sweetest people ever. We had Kel Mitchell from Kenan and Kel. We had Yeah, I mean, it was like we had a fun time. So
Dante Bosco was there.
Dante Bosco, we had Avatar voice actors there. Yeah, it was amazing. Dana, what was a highlight of Rangerstop and Pop for you? Because we wore her to the ground. Dana Jean, she was front and center. But you know what? The reason that Dana was admin, because we had gone all over the place, but we're like, Dana is one of those people, when you meet her, she takes care of you. And if she's going to be the first face they see when they pick up their badge, I want them to be like, thank you for coming. We are so happy you're here. And that's how we run it. We're like, it's a family reunion. We want them to feel like they have just come home and they're part of a family and they're about to leave with something great. So she did an excellent job.
Thank you. Yes. Well, one thing about Rangerstop is, especially our VIPs, our next level that are part of it. Like, I've been part of Rangerstop. Karan recruited me in 2019 for 2020's con, but we had the because everything in the world got shut down in the panini, we had to push that back. But it's so funny, like me helping, I've done different aspects. Like last year I was for panel room. I was overseeing the panels and stuff like that. And then this year I have administration, and the number of the VIP guests, they're just like, oh, thank you so much. And when we have their VIP dinner, they're like, Dana, we got you a shot. I was like, that's 20 shots. I love y'all. Appreciate you.
Wait, I know you're not talking.
I know you're not talking.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Because I'm about to shut it all the way down. You don't want to get off camera.
Hilton, she showed up with a box.
Buckets
of Jesus juice. We don't know. It was like a bucket
y'all don't
of some shit she done mixed up herself.
Yeah, exactly. She
it was buckets
walking
of
around
juice.
The Centennial Center at MomoCon with a milk jug with fruit floating in it, and just and listen. Here's the thing. A gallon jug of mystery juice and no cups. She ain't got no cups. She ain't got no sharing mechanism. but like, you want some? Like,
COVID.
so
you just gonna open your mouth.
how much liquor?
And let me pour it in his mouth.
How
He
much
let you
liquor you got to have in your mix where germs no longer matter? That's what I'm saying. Like
No,
ain't nothing
Hilton.
survive this. Don't drink this.
She was passing out individual bottles.
She brought individual buckets for several of us. I was one.
Yes, let me say this. My friend, one of the co-owners, Mikey. You know Nakia. Nakia was at BlerdCon the year before. I don't know if you've ever met Mikey.
We met Mikey.
You
went out.
You met Mikey. Okay. Mikey's so quiet and he's so such a quiet guy. Mikey drank this Jesus juice. He had on a vest.
No.
I got pictures of him and Christi.
He was Popeye on y'all.
He was grinding Christi down like a massive night grind. Like I got.
Can you not use that verbiage, please?
It was like he grinded her down to the ground. Christi was just like, yeah,
baby. Mikey on that punch with that vest on. It was the combination. It was a deadly combination.
It was like
he was feeling himself.
See, y'all not doing the right thing. See, when Dana come at me with a bucket of mystery juice, I go the other way. I'm not, no, because I know it's gonna be a good time, but it's gonna be wrong. I know.
I just knew
something's gonna affect my credit score. I can feel it.
I just knew she had my best interest at heart, and Dana would never put me in a compromising position.
Everybody set it off that night.
Yes, set it all the way off.
You drank some jungle juice from Dana. You might be entitled to compensation.
You might
listen. Where do I file my claim?
I need to claim all this $800 on the list for next year. They're like, make sure you bring me my bucket next year.
It's like some things.
I mean, I just have so many questions. It's like, where does one get multiple buckets? That's
right. Who plans that?
I'm like, I got two in my house, but like.
They all came with candles.
Yeah, they came with. It was incredible. It was a whole operation. She had an operation.
Those at your con at BlerdCon, they have that fresh squeezed lemonade, and it comes It was that, but like liquored up.
And they were like this. And it had fruit in it. It had fruit in it too, so it was healthy.
She planned
was healthy and dangerous.
Yes, because her fruit don't float. Her fruit be at the bottom. I'm like, wait a minute, strawberry is supposed to float at the top, Dana. I don't understand why they're sitting at the bottom like this. This ain't right.
That's a whole frame.
I'm concerned. That's all I'm saying.
I'm
saying I'm concerned.
Fruit don't float.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
child, my sugar low. I got it.
What was that fruit in Jumanji when they picked it up and it fell to the ground? What was that? It was like whatever that.
That's Dana's fruit. That's Dana's fruit. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Dana does not play. She puts a lot of work into her liquor game and takes great joy and pride in messing up the whole party.
Next level.
Well, when Hilton saw me with the gallon, I was bringing it for a cosplayer I know who requested a gallon. So I came, but I couldn't find him. And I told him, I was like, if I don't find you, I'm giving this out to other folks.
And so the rest is history. Oh,
the rest is history.
Thankfully, we had 2 successful shows this year. And that is like a miracle every year. It's so much work, guys. So much work goes into creating these shows. There's so many people in the background, so many team players, so many people that help us. And I mean, shout out to all the volunteers, shout out to all the people on our staff, shout out to everybody who helps us bring it together, because literally it is nonstop and it's just a miracle, but it's the best miracle ever. When we cross that finish line, it feels so good. And so I hope
Karen knows my living room knows it. My living room knows it.
Yes. Oh my God. Because Dana she's our Atlanta basically rep. Because none of us live in Atlanta. So we ship everything to Dana, and Dana, the storage unit is 10 minutes from her house and she takes it. But it's like, honey, it got crazy. So
let me ask the two of you though. So Karen, what's your favorite moment from RSP 2024?
I don't know, all of it. All of it literally was so much fun. I think I think when we hit the VIP party, that's kind of where I'm like, okay, we're there, everything is great. And it's really the one moment we get to thank all of you, all of our staff, and then we get to thank all of our VIPs who are our big ticket holders. and we just have a party. And it's like every time we do this party, we play games, we give away prizes, and everybody, like at the end, they just like, it's nonstop hugs. Like they're literally thanking us. There are tears. There are people that are like, you know, I go to many cons and I never have gone to a con where I just feel so included in everything.
Yes.
I feel so seen. And that is the whole point of us doing Rangerstop, is that we want those who aren't seen to be seen. And for those who, you know, if you don't have any friends, just come. You're going to have a whole lot of friends when you leave. Like everybody is going to be, like, we're making everybody's friends. Like we're all dancing together. We're all singing together. We're all taking pictures on the 360 picture thing together. I mean, it's just going to be a good time. So for me at the VIP party, we're usually crying with them. They're crying with us. And it's just like, I'm just happy that, you know, life be lifing, right? Like life be lifing. So if I can let it go. Fun weekend, if I can give you a fun weekend where you don't think about that and you can just have fun, then mission accomplished. We did it. We did it.
Excellent.
So that's Hilton. My favorite moment every time.
Hilton, favorite moment of BlerdCon 2024?
Well, you already mentioned it. You know, I had a vision in my mind of what that intro was going to be. And when I got to the podium, which I was like, I need a podium. And they're like, where's a podium? I'm like, well, find a podium. The bit doesn't work without a podium. Did you not watch Atlanta? I cannot come out without a podium. So they finally got a podium out there. And I wanted the intro to Atandwa to kind of have that music. I wanted people to feel the weight. I wanted him to feel the weight, because I don't think he felt in any way prior to this as much love for what he brought to the screen into a character that
he deserves all the love.
He deserved all love for it. And I was like, I wanted him to understand, you know, how impactful and important his role was. But then I also wanted people to know who he was and get a chance to introduce. So I got up there and then I kind of went to church on people. I have no idea what I said. I have to like, I didn't write a speech. I was up there for 15 minutes, you know, doing my, you know, TD Jakes, and you know, people were like, those words were so, and I was like, I don't remember any. I was really just kind of winging it. And so, you know, but apparently I said some stuff that resonated. I'll have to tape.
You did.
You did.
But that moment, you know, me being able to come out doing the Kevin Samuels, then able to do the intro the way I wanted, being able to do the opening ceremony that I envisioned, I think set the tone. I think for every con, you know, the opening, whatever that is for each individual convention, kind of sets the tone, and people take that into the convention. And it's like marching orders. And it's a reminder of why we're here, who we are, what we represent, the experience we're trying to cultivate, the community we're trying to build, go forth, be nerdy and have fun. And that went without a hitch. And, you know, I was sweating because I had 5 layers on, but I made it. But for me, that was for me the most natural state of the con. I wasn't putting out fires. I wasn't saving drowning babies. There wasn't emergencies everywhere and all that stuff. And the con behind the scenes, for those of you who don't know, is a lot of that. When they talk about con running, you're really just, the stuff that goes off script is where the people working the con have to kick in. If everything went according to plan, nobody would have a job during the con. Right. There would be no need for anyone. If everybody was exactly where they were supposed to be and everything ran exactly as it was planned, there wouldn't be any need for but like 5 people to run a con.
Right.
But there's always stuff to put together, always fires to put out. And that moment was the one where it was like, okay, everything is going right according to the way it's supposed to be. And I got to look the community in the eye, and well, you know, and then closing ceremony where I got to announce next year's convention theme, you know, thriller, and people losing their shit and being excited about that. That was a good one too, because I always had I had some zombies running around, and I had the intro going. Yes.
I hate I'm gonna miss it.
Listen,
because I'm a spooky girl.
I want to say this on behalf of you guys in the show you run and the community that is watching, who maybe has either been to one of our shows or not. Listen, the fans and the experience that you have at these cons is so much different than anything you've ever experienced. You may go to a mall, you may go to an amusement park and not interact with anybody other than the architecture and the music and all that sort of stuff. A couple pictures with Mickey. But when you go to a convention like, Rangerstop and Pop, listen, you are with people. People are on you and you're engaging, and it's not like you're just walking around some open room with some displays and some tchotchkes being sold here and there and a couple of folks behind the sign. You're walking into somebody's space. You're walking into a community space with its own vibe and its own energy. And eventually, if you don't succumb to it right away, eventually you will, and that's where the experience starts. But that comes from people doing work. People who understand, what is needed, understand the assignment, and are willing to kind of get their arms down in the muck sometimes, in quiet ways without alarming everybody to make your experience run smoothly. And you guys notice con attendees are the most critical event attendees of any. If you watch the reviews, and I'm not even talking about like the people who review professionally and go to 50 cons. Maybe like these young new guys
got on her list.
Maybe like, I noticed that the edges of the badge were a little sharp, but that's only half a point off. I only prick my finger.
Oh my God!
And, I really, really like the way that the lighting was not, electric blue, but like this, they really. Like they get granular with their experience.
Yeah, they do.
For y'all to be running as long as you've run and not have, people just accumulate, this con sucks. And we've seen cons that have accumulated that and ain't here no more.
Yeah.
Is a testament to you guys and all the work that you do. So
in
fact, they've been here this long. If you haven't been to Rangerstop and Pop, don't be like me. Be better than me. Get your ass to this con and make sure you check them out. Because if I get there before you, I'm gonna wag my finger.
You had good reason, though. You had good reason.
I had good reason.
You're always in the thick of things.
Y'all don't.
Yeah.
I had good reason. Y'all don't got no good reason. Unless you just woke up from a coma.
I'm counting down the days till you show up to Rangerstop and Pop. I can't wait.
Well, look, what we're gonna do. We know we're gonna hit Gus's. We know we're gonna hit that. We know we're gonna have some fun. So
we're gonna go to,
it's
like literally I force everybody to have Waffle House with me. It is what it is. Y'all gonna eat the Waffle House
upon arrival.
Upon arrival, we hit so don't worry, Hilton.
We hit it on the way out.
You can be a part of as much or as little as you want. The invitation is there.
You're gonna get it. Yes, absolutely. I'm in.
So this is the thing. You went to DreamCon. I have never gone to DreamCon. I just heard of it a few years ago. And I was like super excited that there's another Black show that is really gaining some steam. And is it more of an anime show? I mean, it was like I'm just super excited that there's another show that is really getting traction. Really, like people are talking about it. It's like we need more of these. It's just not enough. And I was so happy to see that you were there because you are BlerdCon, and it's like I was just like, yes, like this is everything. So how was it? Like I want to attend one of these years.
Okay, so this is the last year that just passed that they're going to be in Austin. We just heard like a day or two ago that they're going to be in Houston, and they're going to be the weekend after MomoCon. So the weekend after Memorial Day weekend, that's where they're going to be. So they're moving up on the calendar and over across a very, very big state. So don't think that Dallas and Austin and all are right on top of each other. They're all in the same state, but they're like 3 states away. It's far. Yeah. So you're going to fly into a whole other airport. You're going to experience a whole other city. But this is the home city for a lot of people from Texas, right? So you don't know who you're going to run into. This is a very, very famous group of people called RDC, i.e. RDC World. They are huge in YouTube and TikTok content creation. They started DreamCon with 6.5 million YouTube fans. Wow. YouTube don't have 6.5 million fans. Right. So when they started this off, they had a fan base that was already articulated, crystallized, and ready to go. And so they started at a very small spot out in Waco, Texas, that held like 3,500 people.
Waco is tiny.
Very, very tiny. And then they moved to Austin 2 years ago, and I hadn't had a chance to attend. I had been in conversations with them about collaboration. I've been giving them any notes or answering any questions in their first and second year to avoid, any potholes that we were managing to avoid as BlerdCon. So they were really, really, I was honored to be able to contribute. But they really, really, really brought the star power. So the people who come to DreamCon are fans, mostly fans and followers of a huge array of content creators, comedians, online personalities that they follow on TikTok and YouTube and other platforms who are there doing panels, workshops. They're playing basketball, dodgeball. I mean, they really put on a show for the fans. The backdrop obviously is anime because the fans of RDC and the group are also fans of anime, and a lot of their skits and a lot of their content centers around anime. So that's built into the rub, so they have voice actors, they have, Carl Jones was there. The marketplace where we were set up with our BlerdCon promo booth, had a lot of the same, types of vendors and artists that you might see at BlerdCon and other cons. It was really, really fun. It is so unique. And here's what's really unique about the show. And not that unique for you, actually. And now that I think about it, the organizers of the convention are the stars of the show.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a very unique dynamic because most organizers are behind the scenes. Like, yes, people like me, love me, whatever, but they're not coming to no con to see me. So it's like, oh, there's Hilton. Maybe I'll take a picture. Maybe I'll high five him, but I'm here to see I'm here to see those people. So the energy and the hype around that, and being in Austin, which is a great host city, but their convention center, and so they're going to have to move 25,000 people in attendance.
Wow.
Yes, and I mean, listen, again, the star factor is it's such an interesting dynamic. I was walking out, and there was a line like 5 people wide. And the length of the entire convention center, and I had to go to the bathroom. That's I had to keep coming in and out, going through that. And I was like, what are all these people lined up for? And they said, oh, they're here for the basketball game. Now I'm thinking, we're in Austin. Maybe they know some famous,
maybe the Mavericks are in town. Who knows?
Pickup game, the Rucker, all this sort of stuff.
Something.
No, it's just these Negroes playing basketball. They're just playing. Just average guys.
Just
they may have varying levels of individual skills.
Yes, probably pro-am.
Right. I'm like, wait a minute. The guys from AMP and RDC and Berlizzi, they're playing, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, and so that's the level of star power that people don't see these guys do anything. Wow. So they put all of the stage together for folks with gaming and concerts and parties. And the people just maintain this energy throughout the whole time. But the community is so similar, and the vibe is so similar to what you see.
We gotta go, guys.
Yeah. Oh, listen. I'm telling you, there was a rumor, and I think they faked everybody out saying they were going to be in Vegas, and I was like, oh, it's the worst decision ever. Oh, but then they kind of faked us out. I was not for the con. I love Vegas
for cons.
Too.
It's so many distractions. Like it's almost like you get people for a day, and then they're like, "I'm gonna go." Like you get distracted. Like cons in Vegas are weird.
This is why I see. Because you saying the exact thing I'm saying.
Go down the elevator, and they got a casino room. They're like, you have to walk through the casino, all this stuff before you get.
You saw people when they did the Lotus Hotel. It was kind of a fake leak. But I saw people under the post talking about, oh, I could do one day a dream and then do 3 days at the casino. I said, you're already losing people.
You're already lost. Yeah,
you can't do that. You can't go to South Beach, Miami. You can't go to Las Vegas and do a con like this. Yeah, it's just not going to work. Yes. So I'm glad they're going to be
cons in like weird places, like where we've gone to like.
Yep.
Like we were in Jersey, and then we would go to here, and then we go there's always cons.
Lord knows they got some weird places in Jersey.
Yeah, right.
And be like, oh,
we were in like a little side.
We were in nowhere. We were in Edison. It was like in an industrial park.
Yeah, it was weird, but
Smoke
it was
snacks
like
over here.
They showed up for that con.
Factories and warehouses.
Yeah, and it was like they showed up for that con, and it was like everything. People were like, but it's like those places. There's not much to do, so it's like. This is everything. This is everything for us. And it's like, we've been waiting. We've been planning our whole year. That's one thing I will say, Hilton, you guys, I'm a part of some BlerdCon chat, but they are counting down the days to next year. And I love it. Like they're they were giving their recap.
Go with the theme and everything.
Yes. I love it. It's such a beautiful thing. And I mean, it's like, it's beautiful to see our people having this much fun. This much, and you cannot take it away.
And you can tell that there's this for Black spaces. For there's a lot of Black spaces now that are proliferating, proliferating, right? The liquor
Right.
proliferating all over the world in all these different spaces, tech spaces. You know, you got Essence Festival, you got all these places that are us, homecomings, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But in these nerd spaces, you can see that there's just been this backed up desire for people to go into, even the ones that are not articulate, because Ranger Pop and Stop is for everyone. But it is an implicit Black space. Like if I'm a Black person who's never been to any other kind of con, if I come there, I'm gonna see more Black people than I probably see at any other, you know, random event. And I'm gonna be like, okay,
does give you a nice Black.
There's some Lowry seasoned salt on this con. I can feel it. Somebody marinated this con before I walked in.
And it's funny because when we come up with the guest list, we like, y'all know it's Atlanta. We gotta bring all the Black Rangers, all the Black Power Rangers got to be invited.
Like, and if you didn't, people would look at you funny.
I know, and it's like, well, where's such and such? Yeah.
Right.
But like, you're right. It's beautiful to see us in these spaces because it's like, at any other con, we're the minority. Like it's just, you know, or it's just a diverse crowd. It's never, but it is truly us.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. And you feel different.
Energy is different.
Yeah.
The level of appreciation and enjoyment is just different. Because again, when you say that Black boy joy and Black girl magic, like that joy and that magic is real. And to know that it's tangible. Like we talked about this when we first started this podcast. Yeah. And just that space, because it was new to me. You know, when MomoCon was my first Comic-Con 3 years ago. And that awakened me. I knew they existed, but again, but we talked about, I remember stating this specifically, that because we have always been the freaks, we've always been these, you know, the odd, like they would rather have aliens before having Black people in space, you know, and because
a freaking dragon before they have Black people,
they will believe all those strange, outlandish things other than us being in these spaces that now people like you are creating these spaces.
Man.
It's hard to fully verbalize like the importance and the significance and the impact that has on any little Black boy, Black girl, Black whatever
who needs it,
just trying to find their footing and find their space in this world. And so it's just hands down, I applaud you both. I swear, I can't say it enough. I have enjoyed myself thoroughly at both of your shows. I am grateful to be, you know, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, around the scenes. I'm gonna drop it several times.
Don't let Christi understate. She having more fun than all of us.
She has all the fun.
You like, try and keep
her ass
Christi
is at every party.
No, it's not happening. She's dancing to all the songs.
I don't know what
she gonna make sure your knees work that week because she gonna drop it low.
Is having a ball.
Baby, these knees is getting younger by the minute too.
Obviously.
Megan's knees.
Can we just leave it at that? And I'm gonna put my shades on. Ain't that the end of the show? We are done.
You closing out the show with that?
I'm done talking to y'all.
She acting Hollywood. She brand new, y'all. Brand spanking. Look at her.
Hands on my knees.
Yes.
And we
like,
close
when
the
you
show.
dip, we dip, we dip.
Let's say good night.
Don't know.
Can we say good night?
When you dip, we dip, we dip. She was dipping and dipping and dipping. I was like, I didn't even want. I just was like, girl, you go get it. You go get it. I'm gonna stay in the room and let you have it all. Just don't wake me up. Just don't wake me up.
Well, we need to actually let some of Christi rub off on Karen, because Karen will be coming down after 8 o'clock. Good luck. Good luck finding Karen at the con. Karen,
but you know what
it is? I leave it all on the floor.
Me, though.
I leave it all on the floor with it on the floor.
She does.
I hug everybody. I talk to everybody. I connect. I want to connect with as many people as possible, and especially my people, because it's like, if Power Rangers gave you anything, then I want to give you more. You know,
I got to tell all the stories too, child.
Yeah, and we talk, and I leave it all on the floor. So by the time, this is the thing, I would be good, but there's too many breaks. Like, this is the thing. It's like the show ends around 5 or 6, and then it's like dinner time. So I go to that food truck, and I'm like gonna eat all the food, and like I'm like
the itis gonna kick in.
The itis, but then it's like the party don't kick out till 10 or 11.
O'clock.
I've had a 3-4 hour break. Like I'm like, by that time, I literally had intentions. Like every year, I'm like, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna do this. I have all the intentions of like having
Dana,
so
she's
much
doing
fun.
a soft sell for a day party. She like, all right,
It's
literally
where
the grown folks
start
6:30 party.
She need a day party.
Day party, day drinking. It's
p.m.
I'm there. I can't have no breaks. Christy will tell you, we'll leave a con, and I go, no, we're going straight to dinner. No,
we go with luggage.
Let's go. And
we
I'm
go
like, no.
funky.
Yeah. I'm
She
just like,
just have us
let's just
going.
go. We just got to go straight there because if I have a break, it's over. I'm exhausted.
I'm taking a shower and round two.
If that 400 thread count touch your skin, you over.
Exactly. Because
you start getting weak.
You forget this is one show. Like I'm in the middle. Literally right now, I'm in the middle of a 9-show in a row stretch. So it's like
that baby tired.
It's like I'm tired from the last show.
And here's the thing. Let me say this. I've always said this about Karen when I watch her work, and of course I'm right there, so I'm in the thick of it. And I be working right along with her too. And sometimes I'm looking at people crazy, and then I'm interacting and whatever. But one thing I say about her all the time is that she puts forth 150% energy. If 100 is it, she giving you 150. Easy off top. There is no she doesn't half engage. You're never gonna catch her like it's no half ass. So she's giving you all her glory every single time. One person right after the next all the time. So she does. She deserves. I'm gonna let her make it. She goes back, but I go and kick it I kick it for the both of us.
Look, Christy, Dana will attest, as you will, because you've been doing this enough to know. Every celebrity guest is not enjoying the behind the table experience. They kind of feel, you can tell the energy's like, okay, I'm doing this for this reason, but I'm really not feeling it.
Yeah, I'm throwing shade, but I'm not trying to be throwing shade. But
Karen is out there like, I watched her, I've seen people standing off to the side, scared to talk to her, and her come from around the table, go over to them, and shaking in their boots, like,
why you need to come over here and talk to me?
Right, exactly. Like, wow, like, okay, I wouldn't even do that. Like, I said, wait, I must owe them money or something. Let me go on over
this. So she earns that early check-in. I have to give her that.
Yeah. But I'll make it one of these days. I think Hilton 2026, I need my day party. You give me my day party. If it starts,
I'm gonna name it after you.
If it starts at
she can host it.
I'll host it. You know me. I'll be like,
you heard it here. You heard it here.
I'll host it.
Mark the date.
Yes, I mean, because that's the only way. Like, I'll be right in the thick of things the whole time if it doesn't end. But the minute it ends, I'm like, it's over. It's over.
400 thread count. Here I come.
My husband's a running joke. Like he said, he's like, I literally was just talking to you, and like you literally were like, da, 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 da. And he goes, then I look, you're like out, like seconds. It takes me seconds to fall asleep.
That's what 150% does.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, guys, this has been an amazing con season. We didn't even get to San Diego Comic-Con, but Dana, I'm so glad you were here. Dana was here to talk about San Diego Comic-Con because she actually went. The rest of us were all booked and busy, but it's okay because we had you here, and just having you here made me feel safe because I knew if these two start acting up, I knew Dana was gonna be like, Dana and me and Dana gotta be the parents of this show. Y'all don't know this, but we have to be the parents. This one, you see how she acting up with the sunglasses, brand new, all brand new. This one, and then that one up there, he be acting up too sometimes. He start acting like her, and I just be like, see, but it's okay. I love them anyway. And I know that you guys love them. So that's why we're all here. Guys, it's been so amazing. Thank you, Dana, for sitting in. Thank you for chiming in. She got to chime in she was at both Rangerstop and Blerd Con. So, and stay away from Dana and that Jesus juice.
Them buckets, baby.
You only get it by request. It's only by request.
See, now we're gonna have a whole list of people requesting Jesus juice.
Y'all, I already got my list.
Fill out in the chat. She'll get around to you.
I've got ammunition to bury a lot of people who were grinding it out. Jesus juice, you'll have you Magic Mike in it. I'm telling you, y'all ain't ready for this.
What happens at Comic-Con? Stay at Comic-Con. I mean, let's just leave it at that.
Thank you for watching. This is Blerd. This is Blerd. This is the BOP, the official podcast. Hilton's already ready.
Freudian slip there.
He's ready to work his voodoo on us. This is the BOP, the Blerd official podcast. We love you. We mean it. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Tune in every Tuesday for a new episode of the BOP, the Blerd Official Podcast.